Power's been restricted. Not as much their power. They didn't even have much power to begin with. They were just abusing their ability to write people tickets for the purpose of generating money for the city. But they weren't even doing it for that. They were doing it just to piss off people. Because if you ever talk to any of the meter maids, they never were friendly. They never understood anything. They were always, "It ain't my problem." I asked one of the meter maids regarding the ticket, the receipt I had for paying to park when I was actually going inside that police station we were at earlier, the first precinct. And I asked her, should I put it on the inside or do they prefer to keep it on the windshield? And she's doing her makeup while I ask her this, and says, "I don't know. What are you asking me for?" Something along those lines. And I told her I was asking her because it's her knowledge and I thought she'd be willing to help me, and just walked off. And then meter maids 2-3 years ago got in big trouble because when a lot of the Hollywood producers wanted to start filming down here after Katrina, they started ticketing all of the Hollywood vehicles for blocking, being in front of a fire hydrant, blocking drivers and stuff, even though they had permits for it. And it was about to drive business away, and then the mayor just cracked the whip down on them and told them to cut the shit out. So nobody likes the meter maids. I think they cause more of a local problem than the police do, just because, as you've seen, parking's an issue down here. With regards to cops, I never see them giving parking tickets. I got one by Harry's Hardware being parked too close to a stop sign, which was a load of crap. I remember in Jefferson Parish, they accused me of having a DUI, even though there was no blood alcohol in my system. And didn't drop the charges, so I had to jump through all the hoops that they usually normally make people jump through and pay the court fees. Not a fine or anything, but court fees down for it, just so I could prove my innocence of it. So it's the state at its finest, I'll say.
So have the parking enforcers been limited in geographic area that they enforce within the past few years?
No. They're just told to stay, like whenever there's filming going on, they're told just to back off. Sometimes they'll try to fudge a detail if you're close to a parking space. You might have to be a certain amount of feet back, but nobody, it's like I don't even think it's written down, you have to be a certain amount of feet back. But nobody gets tickets for that. Like, nobody gets tickets for jaywalking in New Orleans because everybody's always in the street. But if a meter maid's pissed off and she feels like taking it out on somebody, that's what they'll do. They would probably try and give me a ticket, even though that's not a driveway. It looks like a driveway to them, they'll say, and then they would probably try and give me a ticket.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Thanks for giving us the scoop on the...
That's just my story. I've heard people have a lot worse.
About arbitrary tickets that are very expensive?
Oh, well, especially when it comes to speeding tickets. My father will attest to that big time. And they recently cut down the speed limit for passing through schools. And we have, in about a 5-mile stretch down St. Charles Avenue uptown, there are approximately 3 schools on St. Charles. That's a low ball. And each one says speed limit 25. And they extended the hours after and before instead of the school hours. So if you're caught speeding before this, if you're going 35 on St. Charles, the lights don't have to be flashing to say it's a school zone. And a ticket camera will give you the ticket, not a cop. And you always got to go fight that. But like I was telling you before, all of the red light camera tickets, all of the money that was accumulated from that vanished somehow. And they still have not found out where the money was.
What court would you go to if you wanted to challenge a parking ticket versus a speeding ticket?
That I couldn't tell you.
Because I noticed there's a traffic court near the main police station we went to on the north side.
That would probably be it, the traffic court. It's so bureaucratic. I just remember dealing with my situation they just give you the runaround to all these different places, and then you gotta go do shit. Because not everything is centralized here, so that's one reason why they give people the runaround. Oh, I saw cop lights.